things don't have to be complicated for you to get clients or customers or for you to make cash in your business from marketing strategies. They just need to connect, compel, and convert. And if you can write some serve and sell emails and you can do some, as the next step, some email automations or some email sequences that simply take on some of that connect, compel, convert work for you, email can just be one of the places that can work so well for your business with so much ease. As a female online business owner with dreams of more income, more impact, and more freedom, you know there's more potential in your business waiting to be unlocked. But figuring out how to shape and transform your biz and get seen, loved, selling, and scaling can feel like, well, a mystery. So how do you cut through the noise, create offers that deeply resonate, sell and scale without you always being on, all while creating a life you love? That is exactly what this show is about. Welcome to Seen, Loved, Selling, Scale. I'm Corinda, your small biz marketing sidekick, digital office strategist, and online biz bestie. With tens of thousands of digital offers sold, tens of thousands of people helped, and millions of dollars in revenue generated in my own business as a small business owner. And through this podcast, I am here to share it all. You'll gain clear, actionable insights, strategies, and shortcuts to master your online marketing, build scalable online offers, and create a business model that works for you as much as it works for your people, so you can grow your income, amplify your impact, and free up more of your time. Let's get started. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Seen, Loved, Selling, Scale. So over the past few weeks, as we near the end of 2024, I have been really sitting down and reflecting on what I want 2025 to hold for myself and my community. And while I'll jump more into my actual planning using my plan to profit system soon, there's been some themes that really keep coming up about things that I know that I want to focus on, things that I am focusing on with my clients, and really things that I want to share with this community too, that I think, if right for you, are great for you to consider if you should be weaving more of this into your 2025 as well. If you want a business that really gets seen, loved, selling, scaled in a way that is hopefully better than any other year before and just keeps building and building on your success. Now, if you are listening to this and it is not in real time, please know that the things you are going to get out of this episode, I truly hope will be universal, things that we can be focused on in business all year round, but specifically things that I'm really bringing to the top of focus as we enter 2025. So whether you're listening to this in real time or you're listening to this later, there is value in this episode for you. So let's dive in. Now, the very first thing that I know that I really want to bring more to the forefront of my business and empower my business even further with in 2025 is authentic AI. So let's chat this through, right? I could have just said AI, but I am not. My focus is really on authentic AI. And I have spent the last number of years exploring a whole pile of AI products and programs and solutions. And while my mind is just consistently blown about the things that are out there, my focus on AI moving forward is really in line with my brand values. I want to work smarter, not harder, be more accessible for people, which always means looking for ways that I can improve my own efficiency and availability. But also one of my biggest brand values is authenticity. And so when I'm really looking into what AI can support my business now, I am really looking at use artificial intelligence, but in a way that is so me. Right? And so the biggest thing that I am really leaning into and have been leaning into for months now, but we'll lean into this even more in 2025 is custom GPTs, or as you may call them, or as you may hear them called, Chat GPT bots. And I personally love to call this type of programming a bot as well. So I'm really going to stick with that language. But essentially, if you are using Chat GPT bots, if you have experienced Chat GPT bots, then you will know the power of these. But if you haven't heard of Chat GPT bots or haven't used them, essentially what it is where you can actually go into the back end of Chat GPT and you can program what's called a custom GPT. in a special way to do a specialist task in your business. And the benefit of programming these custom GPTs and bots over absolutely anything else that normal chat GPT can do is that I find that these are the most authentic outcomes that you can create through ChatGPT with the most ease, right? So I do absolutely love OG ChatGPT. I do love just opening a chat and being able to work with that chat to go through and, preheat the oven and give it a role description and turn it into what it needs to, and then refine it and optimize it and upload what it might need and all of those types of things. But we know that that takes a lot of time, that these chats do tend to go offline, essentially. They start hallucinating. Over a period of time, you probably have experienced where you've trained chats and they just stop working. And so what these ChatGPT bots enable you to do is actually go into the background and give ChatGPT a centralized area of instructions just for this one bot. And you can do this over and over and over again for different things. And when you have these centralized instructions, you save so much time in the future in that prompt engineering and not having to go through and tell ChatGPT chats what it is you want them to do and then get them back on track. This centralized place is just an absolute game changer for ChatGPT staying on the right track. But I also love how they can be so uniquely you. So you can upload things into the knowledge base. You can upload examples. You can upload past, work that you've done in this. You can upload really, 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 really specific elements that you want included. So I'll give you an example of this. And if anyone's in my Content Mastery Club, you would have seen the bots that I've been able to train with my own head and heart and unique methods and unique experience to do things within that offer. So for example, I write brand messages in a really specific way. And I was actually able to teach ChatGPT in this bot format how to do that for my students in the club my way. So they can go into this bot and they can actually have brand messages written for them using my authentic structure instead of ChatGPT. So that's one example, but also in my own business, what I have been doing with things like bots is actually going through, and the most recent one I did is I, just exported 200 replies that I had sent about just general admin stuff that does come up quite often in my inbox. And I was able to program ChatGPT. And when I say program, I literally mean I put this stuff in a PDF and I attached it to the back end of the bot because these require absolutely no technical knowledge whatsoever to build. I was able to take those emails, upload it into the back of ChatGPT, work with ChatGPT just to create an actual prompt around this, telling them what I want to do. And now I have this bot where essentially I just open it, no prompting required whatsoever. I literally just open a chat, give it the email, and it will read that centralized prompt, read my knowledge library, my knowledge database of the past emails that I've written. The prompt basically says to it, go through your knowledge and act exactly as I would in my tone, in my voice, with my values and all of those types of things, and write back to this email. And my gosh, is it a absolute time saver. And it's so authentic because ChatGPT really isn't relying on its own data about how somebody else would reply to this email. It's actually using my data first and foremost. And then obviously if there's gaps, it goes and looks for other things. But then I can pick up that gap and be like, why did you do this? And it's like, because I don't know that about you. So I'll just give it a little bit more information and then voila, it's improved for next time. So this is the type of stuff that I am definitely leaning into when it comes to authentic AI. And right now that is ChatGPT bots 100%. And anytime that I'm thinking I need AI to do a task for me, my brain is immediately going to, how can I have a bot do this for me? And I was so excited as well to be launching my BizBot Bestie Bootcamp and Blueprint as well. And you can see some more information about that in the actual show notes of this show as well. But bots are so easy to create. And there is a video on that page that I'll link that I want you to go to if you don't know what bots are, why you would use them at a different time to ChatGPT normal chats. And if you want to see my bots in use and how easy it is to actually train these bots, you can actually go to that page, scroll 2/3 of the way down, and you'll see a video there which teaches you even more. So if you're not sure what bots are, or if you're not sure that you're programming them right, jump into that video and have a look. So that's the first thing I'm leaning into for 2025. The second thing I'm leaning into, which might not be any surprise to anyone since I talk about this quite often, but I'm really putting it on the top of my radar and intentionally asking myself every single week, what have I done this week to make sure I am living up to that intention? Because remember, success is never an accident. Success is intentional. And it really comes about where we put our focus and our energy and our actions. So I need to be putting this one out there to be asking myself every single week, what have I done to tick off this week? And that is email list growth. Now, as I said, it is always a focus for me, but my email list this year has just been a source of like absolute joy in one hand, being able to communicate with community so clearly, so easily, without the algorithm getting in the way. But it has also been one of the biggest sources of profit for me. So not only is this a place that I love to serve and really connect with my community beautifully there, but it is also a place that is making the biggest bang for my business as well when it comes to income and the impact those income transactions can create. So this is something that I am intentionally going to be doubling down on next year and really making sure that this isn't just a business as usual focus for me at the moment, but I really amplify that focus. And similarly, in the past, I've really focused on emailing my list about 40 weeks out of the year. That's what my email strategy looked like to me. And I'm going to try and increase that a little bit more and focus a little bit more on segmentation and a little bit more on automation as well. And we'll talk about that in another section of today's episode because I'm going to go into, some automation and touch point strategies as well. But I really am just going to make sure that I am growing this list and that I am serving this list as well as possible. And so some of the ways I'm going to be growing this list as well, because people always do ask, and I absolutely love that. And my low ticket digital products are one of the favorite ways for me to grow my list. And that is because these are the most qualified leads into my business. So again, don't get me wrong. I've said this in past episodes. Freebies are amazing. And I have freebies in my world and I will be creating more freebies and promoting more freebies because they are an amazing way to get people into your world. However, I find that my favorite way is my low ticket digital product offers where I can really go through and have the most qualified person on my email list because they've purchased a product that literally is the start of their customer journey. So I know that they are my ideal customer for that customer journey and they have paid to get onto my email list. So not only do I make profit from these products, but also if they tick that box that says, I want to be on your email list too at that time of checkout, literally I've been paid to get another person on my email list. So I'm going to be making sure that I am staying on top of my low ticket digital offers to really make sure that that stream of leads is coming into my world as well. And then I will also be creating some more freebies and testing out some more freebie strategies as well to see which of those freebies really bring the best people into the world. And then really just making every touch point optimized as well to make sure I am growing my list. And I really want you to do the same. Is list growth something that you are focused on in social media consistently? Is it in your link in bio? Are you going through and putting it in your stories? Are you collaborating with other people who can share your freebie and you share theirs if you've got a smaller audience and you need to grow that? Are you putting it in Facebook groups if you really need to start to get more traction where they allow links to be shared around to your ideal audience? What is your intentional approach to growing your list? And then what is your approach as well to your list? So serving and selling to your list without any bells and whistles is truly the place to start. Literally in the last year, most of my focus has actually been on just sending serve and sell emails weekly-ish to my list. And even that has just generated so much joy and so much income and impact with a few key email sequences on top of that as well. And I'm going to dedicate a whole episode to the email sequences that I use in business in the future. So watch this space for that soon. But this has not been complicated whatsoever. And I really want you to know that things don't have to be complicated for you to get clients or customers or for you to make cash in your business from marketing strategies. They just need to connect compel and convert. And if you can write some serve and sell emails and you can do some, as the next step, some email automations or some email sequences that simply take on some of that connect, compel, convert work for you, email can just be one of the places that can work so well for your business with so much ease. You don't have to be thinking, oh, well, I'm not going to use email marketing because I don't have a big list and I don't have automations and I don't know what segmentation is and this and that. Like if you just sent a serve email to 50 people this week about something that is truly going to position you as the one that is going to be storytelling or nurture them or connect in some way, speak to their heads or hearts. And then next week you send a selling email, or even later in this week, send a selling email that is selling a service that supports with that after positioning yourself. You can get the biggest outcomes. And this is what I have been doing to still have this as one of the highest revenue and profit places within my business. So this is going to be very, very, very high on the list for me. And if you are listening to this and you want to have more success with some easier marketing channels in business, I really hope that it is something that, might be high on the list for you as well. And then the next thing for me that I'm really going to be focused on more in 2025 intentionally is optimization. Now, again, optimization is one of those things that you want to be doing all year round in your business. But again, 5,000 things to juggle. Sometimes if things aren't intentional in our lives, they can get a little bit less attention. And so I'm bringing the attention back in my business to optimization. So I've been in this really beautiful period in business where I've gone through and I have created new things. So shout out to the Scalable Business School and Scalable Business Society, having just gone through pre-sale, and shout out to the BizBot Bestie program launching, and shout out to the amazing things that I already get to do in business, like my low ticket digital offers and the Content Mastery Club. But now I have these things like the club and Scalable Business School and, my low ticket digital products that I've created, and they're doing a really, really, really amazing job. But I want to make sure that they are doing the most amazing job that they can for me, because we often in business create things and pour our energy into things, and we actually don't get as much out of them as we could be because this optimization takes a back step. Or sometimes we actually don't get results from something and we think, well, that was a failure or that was a flop. But what it really was insights about what to change, what to tweak, what to try next to actually make something work. So I'm in this first camp where things are working for me already and I want to go through and make them work better. But optimization is also for people that tried something in the past and it didn't work for them. It's likely that you can go back to that thing and tweak it or change it potentially and really do more with less. So not needing to always create more things, but get more out of what you have. So for example, what the heck would this even look like? To put this into actual reality, for example, I've got low ticket digital offers in my business and they haven't had a lot of attention for a while because thank goodness for passive products, right? I was able to set these babies up and have these running for like the last 6 months without me really paying any attention to them. And don't get me wrong, like my ad performance has started to drop a little bit over that time because you do want to touch base with your ads. And I've done a little bit less than I would in a business as usual as I've been building out Scalable Business School and these other new products. So what I'm going to do now is go back and see, am I getting the best amount of traffic to my sales page? And then when people get to that sales page, am I converting at the highest amount? Or do I need to tweak the offer a little bit? Do I need to tweak the messaging a little bit? Can I squeeze some more conversion out of that page by doing a better job at serving people on that page with the words that I use to talk about my offer and things like that, so they can really see that this is for them? All right, so I hope you're loving today's episode, but I wanted to jump in real quick here because if you are here, you are wanting to get seen, loved, selling, and scaling. And a critical part of that is creating sales pages that actually make people want to whip out their wallets when they read your words. Sales pages that have a conversation with your ideal audience, show them the true value of your offer, and then convert them into your world with so much ease. Having had my sales pages responsible for over 50,000 sales and counting, thousands of my students' sales, totaling millions of dollars in profits, it is safe to say I am no stranger to knowing what makes sales pages work, which is exactly why I've put together a free sales page success outline for you. With this guide, you'll have my proven section by section structure that takes all the guesswork out of structuring your conversation and your sales page so that your sales page can actually, well, sell. If you're ready to build high converting pages with ease, then head to hello.thisisco.com.au/outline or check out the link in the show notes. Let's get you seen, love selling, and scaling through sales pages. Now, back to today's episode. The next step, let's say after somebody checks out for my low ticket digital offer, so I'm getting more traffic there, I'm getting more people buying when they get there. Next thing, I might be sending them an email sequence, and that might move them, let's say, from their low ticket digital offer to the Content Mastery Club. And am I getting the best open rates on that email? Am I getting the best click-through rates on that email? Then when they get to the sales page for the Content Mastery Club, am I getting the best conversion rates there? And then when they're in my membership, am I getting the best retention rates? Are people like really happy and, they want to stay as long as what's right for them? And I'm not creating, objections or client loss or churn, as it's technically called in the membership world. So this is the optimization that I'm going to be doing all across my business, just to really make sure that when I am getting those ads seen and I'm getting energy through ads, through organic, through email marketing to get someone to a sales page, is that sales page performing the best it could? Is that offer performing the best it could? Really going through and tweaking these things. So I want you to think to yourself, am I optimizing my business often enough? So for example, if you have a sales page in your business, how long has it been since you've actually gone through and checked the conversion rate of that and then gone through and used, let's say, like some heat mapping technology to track what your traffic's doing on that page, look for the spots that people might actually leave that page, and then fix up those areas, just as one example. And spoiler alert, I know I keep teasing these things, but there is going to be an episode in the future on sales page optimization as well. So we will go into that and I'll tell you some of the things that I like to look at. But as a whole in your business, how often are you creating something, running it, and then going back and tweaking it to make it better? Or if it hasn't worked, how often are you actually seeing those things as insights for what to change? So again, I'm going to be massively intentional around this in 2025 because scaling my business is not about always just adding more and chasing more and, needing to create new products and offers. It is actually about working sustainably, in alignment, working smarter. And I know that I can scale my business again another level by just making sure each of these touch points are working the best that they can be. And then the final intention for where things stand at the moment. And don't worry, I'll be sure to let you know if any of these change and why, about how these things went. But these things, as I said, are things that are already in my business to a certain extent that I'm really wanting to be more intentional about. And this fifth one is absolutely no different. But the fifth one is happiness. And I really, since starting on the digital transformation of my business, have always been focused on a business that makes me happy, a business that feels as good on the inside as it does good on the outside, a business that really, I wake up each day and I think I'm so excited to jump into this business day. And don't get me wrong, there are days where I've lost motivation or I'm tired or I've got PMS or any of those things because I am human. But that more days than not, with those external factors or whatever it is out of it, like I look at my business and I think this adds to my life. Like I am so happy truly to be in this business. And I think as a whole, the business structure that we have, who we serve, our why, all of those types of things do build towards that as well. But I think that there's also things on the smaller level day to day that can help foster and create even more happiness as well. And those are the things that I'm going to be leaning more into. Like some of the things that come to mind is just the fact that it's making me really, really, really happy to show up as a personal brand. And so I'm just empowering myself more to play with some more content types, to explore my voice even further than I already have online, to just test some different things on stories and see, like, did showing up this way make me happy? Like one of the things I've been doing a little bit more of is like the diary of a digital business owner. And it has been making me happy to be able to, share these little extra insights. So it's actually less about strategy and more about, well, I'm going to do the strategy and I'm optimizing my strategy, as you can see. And we've spoken strategy all throughout this, but sure, it's nice if the things that make me happy are a great business strategy as well. Like that's a win-win, but they don't have to be. So for me, it's really not looking just at the things that are strategy in my business, like what content type or what marketing events or what networking events or what offers can I create. While I will absolutely be asking myself which of those make me the happiest and doing more of those, it also is going to go deeper into more of those micro moments about what actually makes me happy in the back end of my business, what actually makes me happy in the way that I run my programs, what makes me happy in the way that I operate my business and the values that I have and the things that I do with those values, and really empowering myself more to do more of those things, and also just intentionally making sure those things are at the forefront of my business by making this an intention. And the same way I'm going to ask myself, what have I done to build my email list this week, and making sure that I'm taking intentional action? You sure as heck can bet I'm going to ask myself what I have done to make sure that my business is overflowing with happiness or moments of happiness as well. So there you have it. Those are my 2025 intentions as they are at the moment. And I hope that this episode has either helped inspire you to think about what your intentions are, or maybe some of my intentions have sparked some inspiration for the exact things that you might want to do in your business as well. But whatever 2025 holds for you, I hope that you are intentionally chasing down your version of success. Now, I know I said what I am intentionally chasing in 2025, but I also want to give you an insight into what has worked really, really well from some of the intentions that I set at the beginning of this year as well, and really what has ignited the best parts of my success and my servitude and all of those types of things this year. So join me in the next episode where I will be dishing out what has worked well to create my version of success in 2024 and spilling the deets on that. That is all from me for this episode. Thank you again for joining in, and I hope that this has helped you in one or many ways to get seen, loved, selling, and scaling in your beautiful business. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Seen, Love, Selling, Scale podcast. I hope today's episode left you feeling inspired, fired up, and empowered to make serious moves that align with your goals and version of success, both in life and business. If you loved what you heard, head over to www.thisisco.com.au to find all the links and resources mentioned in today's episode. And if you aren't already following the show, make sure you hit that follow button so you never miss a future episode when it drops. I'll see you again next week, same time, same place, same goal to get you seen, loved, selling, and scaling. See you then.